It's nothing personal. It's just business.
Hello?
That's how some people do things.
Right away.
To us, everything we do is personal. Because anyone can answer the call. It's who shows up that matters most. That's the quality of your independent agent and the company that stands behind them.
Ask Curry Maffitt Insurance in Dublin if auto owners make sense for you.
Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to have with me today my dear friend Brian Millette with the Dublin-Lawrence County Recreation Authority.
Yes, sir.
Did I get that right?
Got all of it.
I should get it right after all these years, but you know, one of the best things that's ever, and we got some great news today we want to talk about, but first of all, I want to talk about what a success this county has seen with Southern Pines over the years. It has just been one of the better moves in my lifetime. And I will admit, those of you know me, I do miss the ballparks in Dudley and Dexter and East Dublin and all those things we used to travel on the back of a truck. But Southern Pines has been an economic engine, hasn't it, Brian?
Yes, sir. You know, myself, I grew up playing with the county, with the Cowboy Braves, and I can remember driving all the way over to Warnock Park and playing games. So, yeah, I'm with you. I do miss some of that, but times change and
Yep.
and things have evolved to where, you know, kudos to the guys that had the fortitude to move forward and build Southern Pines, and Southern Pines has brought the county a lot of money. So.
Yeah, and we just had a very large tournament here just a few weeks ago. It was a success, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. You know, our big thing is trying to get all the fields ready, trying to get everything ready, and sometimes we miss some of the things that come with that. But you know, we're working on this stuff. We're working on bringing tournaments to Dublin. We're working on doing our own tournaments, which brings on some of the stuff that we'll talk about here in a minute.
Yeah, and before we go any further, let's talk about one of your greatest assets, like any good business, and this is a business, is your people. And you have, when you took over here, you were already here, but when you stepped into this new position, you stepped in it with some wonderful people wrapped around you, didn't you?
Yes, sir. You know, Miss Kay Hughes, who's been here forever. But, you know, you got Miss Kay, you've got JJ, you've got Courtney was here, and then we brought in some new faces. Jordy Gray, brought him in, which he was with us at one time before. He's over all our athletics. Hired Matt Smith from down from Vidalia, brought him back in to be over all of Southern Pines and work on the fields. That's why we're so blessed to have beautiful fields. You know, and Hunter Davis, who's going to be over all the city parks, you know, a local guy that knows what it takes to make these parks look good. So we're excited what the future holds for us, and again, we couldn't do it. I couldn't do it without the people that work for the recreation department and the city and the county's help. You know, they both help us a ton.
Yeah, and even like these big tournaments, your staff is out there, and those guys between every game and sometimes between some of the innings are keeping those fields looking good, and your staff has to work these events, don't they?
Yes, sir. We work that event. Pretty much everybody on staff works that event from, you know, picking up trash into the wee hours in the morning. There's a ton of trash that's left after these events, and we try to, you know, especially on Saturday tournaments, so people come to the park and the park won't be trashed. There's a lot that goes into all these tournaments. Again, we couldn't do it without our staff. Felipe, Chubby, those guys that work these tournaments, Corey Davis, you know, Colby Owens, Tyler Amerman, all these guys work these tournaments and help us astronomically.
Okay, what about the water park? We were closed last year because of COVID. You cranked back up this year. Have you caught up?
Yeah, yes, sir. We right now, I think we're right around 30,000 people that have come to the water park. You know, my goal was to try to, the first year we saw 42,000. We're not going to get to 42,000. But I think we'll get to 32,000. That's really my goal. But we've added a few things at the water park with the cabanas, and we've added, the little kid slide. Every year we're going to look at adding something new to the water park. I think that'll entice people to come and want to come back, and we're excited about to see where we're at when the thing ends, and it ends in a few weeks. So.
Yeah, good. And the good thing about the water park, you do have plans in place to keep changing and bringing new things, and you knew that up front. The city and the county and the Recreation Authority knew you can't just leave it like it was when you opened it for the next 10 years, because you're just not going to keep drawing people.
Yes, sir. One of the things we met with a couple of different facilities that have water parks, and that's one of the things they touched on was every 3 to 4 years you want to add some type of implement or something to entice people wanting to come back to the water park. So.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break and come back. We've got some incredible news. When Brian called me last week before last, I was excited about it. So we wanted to sit down today. Not only have we got Brian, we're going to bring in one of the board members on the Recreation Authority, and we're going to talk about it because everybody's excited about this. You got to listen to this. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. At Dexter Meat Company, we provide high quality, custom cut, certified Angus beef, and it's cut fresh every day. At Dexter Meat, we're known for our classic favorites, including barbecue meals, whole hogs, chicken, ribs, and get this, everyone's favorite, pimento cheese by the pound, baked potato salad, buttermilk biscuits, peach, blueberry, apple, and blackberry cobbler, cakes, honey, mac and cheese, green bean casserole, and more. Are you hungry yet? Too busy to cook this week? Then call 875-1234 and let Dexter Meat feed your family of 4 or 400. Dexter Meat, closed on Monday and open 10 till 6 Tuesday through Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or online at DexterMeatCompany.com. Dexter Meat, winners of the Georgia Barbecue Association Team of the Year. We are Dexter Meat Company in downtown Dexter.
Hi, I'm Don Carswell with Dublin Chevy Nissan, and we just want you to know that we are open and full of inventory. Whether it's the all-new 2022 Nissan Pathfinder with all-new features including second-row captain seats and available third-row seating, or a numbers-matching 1971 Chevelle SS 454. Whether it's new, certified pre-owned, or classic car you're looking for, we have the widest selection in Middle Georgia. And remember, Don sells cars well, only at Dublin Chevy Nissan.
Welcome back, everybody. As promised, I'm continuing my conversation with Brian Millette. He's basically the executive director. Does that sound good?
Yes,
President?
Sir. Executive director
Chief.
is correct. Yes, sir.
Chief. I walked in today, I asked where the boss was, and they sent me to this office, so I think I'm at the right place. But anyway, we are excited, Brian. You're going to be, I'll say, rebranding. Is that a good word?
Yes, sir. One of the things that we've gone over with, we wanted a fresh start with bringing in, new people and looking at new ideas and fresh ideas to bring to our community. And one of the things that one of our board members came up with was rebranding athletics. And I was for it. I think anytime you can add value to your department and do some of the things that we're talking about with a rebranding standpoint allows us to do so many more things opposed to people just saying, oh, well, it's the recreation department. I think it helps us in the community be able to say legacy sports.
Yes.
Legacy sports is going to be, more of a marketing thing for us. And it's a fresh idea. I think people will get behind it. Some of the stuff that we're looking at doing is travel ball, travel baseball. We're going to get into that at a high school level here in our community. There's nowhere for these kids to go play once, at 15, 16, 17 years old. Yeah. So we're going to allow that to happen through the recreation department. We're really excited about that. But also it allows us to do our own tournaments, run legacy sports tournaments. We are partnered with Perfect Game here to do a couple events this fall. And then, you know, Legacy Soccer, we'll be able to do travel soccer. We'll be able to host travel soccer tournaments and do some of that stuff. So it gives us a wide variety of things that we can do, opposed to just being a recreation department.
Yeah, and y'all, we're looking at the logo right now, and beautiful logo. You're going to want to get one of the T-shirts when they become available. Maybe available now. Brian will tell us, but it's more than that logo you're looking at. You were just talking about some of it, and I'm so excited to see this because so many people tell me on a weekly basis, yeah, we had to go to Macon yesterday. My daughter's playing soccer up there in a league, and we had to go to Savannah, or we had to go here. We don't want you going. Y'all know me. If you know anything about me, I want you to spend your money locally. It's so important for us to keep our money local. And as you know, our money turns 7 times in this community when we invest locally. So whether you spend $7, $70, or $7,000, we are supporting jobs and people, their livelihoods and homes and cars and all that. You know, we're able to support our neighbors, and that's what I'm excited about more, Brian, is keeping these kids at home, doing travel ball here, and using that Legacy Sports just to basically to catapult upon.
Yes, sir. You know, for us, again, being able to do all this in-house and provide and do things that we have not done in the past are very interesting, you know, should be for our community. I mean, you know, now your child doesn't have to go to Macon or Atlanta to be on a 15-year-old travel ball team. They can play here in Dublin. Our staff is set up to where we can do that. You know, you've got guys like Matt Smith, who played minor league baseball professionally, played at Ole Miss. He's going to be one of the coaches. Tyler Amerman, who's a homegrown kid from here, who played, you know, college baseball and has done travel baseball pretty much all his life. So we have got a wide variety of coaches that can help in and step in and do a very, very good job of this, and allow us to do something that not just your ordinarily recreation department does. I mean, so we are thinking out of the box and doing some different things, you know, but we're very blessed to have the recreation department that we do have.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What about soccer then? How will that work?
Soccer, I can let Clark talk a little bit more about the soccer. He's more of the soccer guru. That'll get a
You're the baseball man.
Hey, plug him in a little bit. He'll be able to start talking a little bit about soccer.
You brought Clark's name up. After the break, we've got a guest coming in. I've never, well, matter of fact, we never met till today. I've never interviewed. I'm glad we've got him in here. Tell a little bit about Clark.
Well, you know, without our board, you know, being so supportive, and you know, and that would be Jack Walker's my chairman. You know, city is my city appointments are Gerald Smith and Chris Smith, and then our Tiffany Stanley, and then county appointments are Jeff Davis, Trey Kemp, and Clark Daly. So without the support of our board, who has been super supportive, they've always you know, done the right thing and always been able to help us do what we do. And I can't say enough good things about our board. But Clark Daly, he sits on our board. He is fairly new to our board, but a lot of this is because of Clark. Clark, you know, he's the one that come up with Legacy Sports. So, you know, what better person to bring in and let talk about this, and you know, the vision that he had too, you know, would be great. Yeah,
and see, and that's what any board should recognize. When you bring in new people, you bring in new ideas, and that is so refreshing for any kind of board of directors, no matter what it is. But that just proves when you bring in new people, they do have new ideas, and you just never know where those ideas are going to come from. So before we take a break, Brian, is there anything you want to touch on you hadn't?
No, sir. Just everyone be safe.
Okay, well, we're excited. It is football's right around the corner, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it too late to register?
No, sir. You can still register now, and I think evaluations are August 26th.
Okay.
So we got evals coming up pretty quick. So
good. And you can
And we're
rest your-
providing this, we're doing soccer, football, and fall baseball. So we're doing 3 sports
Wow.
in the fall. So,
You do stay busy.
yes, sir. We do.
Busy time. So y'all stay with us. We're going to bring Clark Daly in right after the commercial break.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space. So hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Welcome back, everybody. You heard Brian introduce Clark Daly. He gave you a great introduction. I don't know if it was because you was behind the camera or because he thinks that much of you. We'll go with the latter. So you're new to the board. How does it feel, first of all, being able to serve on the board here at the Dublin Lawrence Recreation Authority?
Well, I was very excited when I had the opportunity to come on the board. I've been involved with the rec department for probably 7 or 8 years, maybe longer. Just as a volunteer coach with my kids, I have 3 boys that are coming up through the rec department. So I was excited with the opportunity to be able to have a voice and be able to participate in what's going on locally that affects my kids and those around me. So it was a great opportunity.
Yeah, and we do. You heard Brian and I talking about our facilities here at Southern Pines, and I have traveled all over the state following my grandkids, and I've never been to a facility any nicer than what we've got here in Dublin, Orange County.
Absolutely. We've got the infrastructure to be able to function at a really high level from an athletic standpoint, and just lots of types of events, not just sports, but we got recreation areas, walking tracks, picnic areas, our agricultural expo facilities. It's a really big part that a lot of people don't realize that that it's there, or that it's as busy as it is. So there's a lot of activity out there at Southern Pines on a regular basis.
Yeah, and it's multifunctional, there's no doubt. We can have a rodeo going on at the Ag Building, which we've got, I guess, our 3rd or 4th annual rodeo, Easter Seals rodeo coming up. And to be able to draw those things to Dublin and Orange County, just like the rodeo, it's not something where some people bring some horses and bulls in there. This is a points rodeo. They're trying to get to Las Vegas to win the World Series or the Super Bowl of rodeo. So these are big events that we're fortunate to have in Orange County. We can have that going on, have baseball, soccer games going on, because it is such a large event there. So, okay, the logo we're looking at now, Legacy Sports. Tell me, did you wake up in the middle of the night with that idea? Tell me where that come from.
Well, I guess really where it came from is as I came onto the board first of this year, really just kind of brainstorm how can I contribute to this board? What can I do to help? And so, Brian talked a lot about travel ball, and travel ball, whether it's soccer or baseball, softball, it's really a big time event right now in our community for kids that want to play school sports, and not just middle school, high school, but beyond. They're really at a disadvantage if they're not plugged into some type of program. And so, like y'all talked about, kids are having to go. They're joining teams that are in other towns. some close and some far. There are teams that are participating here. But I think the more that we can do to plug these kids in locally, and for me, and I know Brian and a lot of these, I think about Jack on our board and Jeff, we grew up in this community, and we grew up on recreation sports, Lawrence County or the old DPRD teams. And so those programs back then were able to produce guys like Brian that were able to go on and play at the next level. But at the time, that was all there was. It was just recreation sports. So now as these athletics have elevated at such younger ages, it really requires that. And it's really an amenity to be able to provide for our community. So I think the brainstorm was, what can we do to leave a legacy to our kids and grandkids that will allow them better opportunities to compete as an athlete and as an individual. I think we know the statistics of people that go on to play school sports, high school sports. They're more successful, they make more money, they have just better quality of life. And I think things that we can do at this level to help that, we're just all the better for it.
Yeah, and so many opportunities, and we are seeing now, and y'all see it here on TV 35. We cover all the signings, the letters of intent, but we've got so many kids going to the next level, playing soccer, playing football, playing baseball, and they're coming. They were a product of the Dublin-Lawrence County system. Absolutely. What about soccer? Let's talk a little bit more about that.
So that's, I guess, my passion. My kids, we kind of made the rounds playing baseball and basketball and soccer as they were younger, and we just kind of stuck with soccer. So I grew up playing soccer at the recreation level, and but didn't really have a passion and a whole lot of depth of knowledge about it until I began coaching my kids, and just by nature of having to do that, had to learn it. So through that, just really developed a love for soccer. And so Brian has done a very great thing in bringing in Nate Smith. He recognized Nate's ability to grow soccer in this area, Nate's passion for soccer in this community. And so by him bringing him in, it's become the largest sport within the Recreation Authority. So through that, it's just kind of exploded. And we've already seen the fruits of that in these kids, not just from the rec level, but Nate's investment at club soccer level. He's already begun to have a lot more success at the high school level. And we hope not only, Nate's the head coach at West Lawrence, but we hope this benefits all of our community schools in Dublin and East Lawrence and in surrounding counties, because we have a lot of participants that are in other counties. So so through that investment, it's grown recreation soccer and then also club soccer.
Yeah, it's paying off though. You see, and I was talking to a parent just the other day, their daughter signed with Bruton Parker College to play soccer at the next level. Well, number one, it's a free education in most cases. So not only are we helping the kids advance, what are we doing for these families that might not be able to afford college? I mean, it's not a cheap thing to do to go to that next level, but for these kids to be able to go on, and Coach Holmes shared with me recently the amount of money just the kids from Dublin who had went to the next level, the savings, it was some astronomical number. I couldn't dare quote it to you, but we're talking about up in the millions of dollars that we are saving our parents by these kids just advancing to the next level, and for us to keep them at home and not when they get to Bruton Park or Middle Georgia, wherever they go, and thanking somebody out of Macon or Savannah, they're going to be thanking the Dublin-Lawrence County Recreation Authority for helping them reach that platitude.
Absolutely, there's a lot of fruit to be had from the economics of that standpoint, and just the tournaments and bringing economic impact to our community, from that standpoint too. So there's a lot of great attributes that'll be recognized through this effort.
Yeah, and if you're watching us today, you own a restaurant or a hotel or whatever, get involved with the Recreation Authority. Brian has an open door. I actually shut it a little while ago, but it's usually open. Get involved. Come down and talk to them. Say, what do you got going on next month? And help you plan your business a little bit better. So by us all working together, and the key to anything, whether it's a board of directors here, whether it's our marriages or running a business in town, communication is the key. And when communication breaks down, our marriages suffer, or whatever board we're on suffers, our friendships suffer. So let's work together on that. So if you're watching now and you do own a restaurant, I know a lot of you watch us, come out and get involved and know what's going on in your community. And the more we work together, the better off all our businesses and the recreation, all of our lives will be better. So we're going to take another break. We're going to come back and wrap things up.
You've got miles and miles of grass to mow. So you're going to need a machine built to perform. Day in and day out. Season after season. You're going to need a Gravely. Built to mow the distance.
Now at Myers Equipment & Supply in Dublin.
The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource. Safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today.
Welcome back, everybody. We want to wrap things up here, and we were talking about legacy sports. There's just something about that. It's got a ring, and you're going to be hearing a lot about legacy sports in the years to come because I used the word rebranding a while ago. There may be a better word for that, but I see it as rebranding. We're going to market better. We're going to add these programs. We're going to add travel ball and soccer and baseball, and kids, when they get to high school level, they can still be involved in the Recreation Authority. So there's so many good things coming out of this, and not to mention the economic engine it provides. Just like the tournament we had recently, every hotel, motel was sold out. And I'm a tag reader. Brian knows this, but I love to go around town looking at tags. Whoever's eating downtown or going to the tournaments, and it's fun to see all these tags from Peach County, Effingham County, and Chatham County, and Bibb County coming in and spending money in our community. Now, along with legacy sports, you've got a saying on the back of the shirt. Share that with us. I really like that.
Well, this is something that kind of helps bring clarity to our vision in this, and that is we want our legacy to stand upon the youth. We want to give knowledge to the younger generation and be a part of changing the game, and that's really what we want to do is give them, our kids and the kids in this community, the opportunity to be successful and for them to one day be able to look back and recognize the things that they had and were able to do because of the facilities and the infrastructure in place and the programs that were put in. So that's what we hope that they'll bring out of this.
I love the saying on the back, but to me, I kind of key in on change the game. Think about that. We want to change the game of life, the game of soccer, the game of baseball or football, but we want to change the game for the children, for the young people in this community. And we're already doing that, but I'm going to rob a line from Randy Jackson, but he talks about our ambassador group as ambassadors on steroids. And I see that in changing the game. We're going to bump this up on steroids. And I mean that in a way that we're going to bump it up to the next level. We're going to bump it up 3 or 4 levels to be able to keep these children home, keep them off the road, save gas, save money, save time, and come to a first-class organization like we've got here at Southern Pines. And I mentioned to you earlier, there's not a better facility anywhere.
That's right.
And I know I'm biased. We're biased.
It really is, because I know from a soccer standpoint, as we have teams coming in playing us, we hear from them how much they enjoy coming and playing teams in Dublin, because when we go play elsewhere, it's not the same case. So, yeah, we're fortunate for facilities. We're fortunate for Brian's leadership, and we're fortunate for the board that we have that's very proactive in growing and not just kicking back and doing things because that's the way we've always done it. So things are teed up and queued up to really progress athletics and recreation in this community.
Yeah, absolutely. And last thing, some of you are watching, some of them have gone to be with the Lord, but our forefathers, Brian kind of touched on it to start off with, but if it wasn't for that vision of our forefathers, for the Recreation Authority, those same forefathers, the reason we have the downtown we have, the beautiful city, how we've grown in so many ways, but they were always ahead of the curve, always ahead of the curve. And Southern Pines is one of those perfect examples of being ahead of the curve. And through this board of directors and Brian and the staff here at the Recreation Authority, we're going to stay ahead of the curve, and we want your help. If you're watching right now, we want the community to help us. We're all on this together. And anybody will tell you, in our business, your business, Brian's business, we need all the help we can get. And we need your help. Whether you want to be a coach or whether you could have the next big idea that we could use right here in our Dublin-Lawrence County Recreation Authority. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come out, be a part of this. Be a part of the solution. Don't be a part of the problem. So, but thank you so much. I'm glad to have you on today. We had never met until today, but I'm glad you're on the board, and keep coming up with these great ideas, man. I love this. We got to get him. Brian's behind the camera. Hang on to this guy for many years to come right here. So I'm getting the thumbs up, but thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you helping us get the word out.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us today right here on TV 35.
Would you like to reduce your energy cost, boost your air conditioning efficiency, and reduce the chances of structural damage due to termites, rot, and mold? Call Dry Zone Crawl Space and Foundation Specialists today at 478-410-2847.
Badcock Home Furniture and More is your home store, where you'll find great savings on new living room sets, sofas, love seats, recliners, and more. Badcock Home Furniture and More has great savings every day on bedding and bedroom sets. Shop Badcock Home Furniture and More for a great selection of dining room sets, and save every day on electronics and appliances at Badcock Home Furniture and More, 1927 Highway 441 South in Dublin. Call 275-3144 for more information, or stop by and see Wendy and Tim Sumner or any of their friendly staff today at Badcock and More Home Furniture Store, where no credit is ever refused.